A 20 Watts production. So we have Mary Cappabianca, the staff writer for 20 Watts, and she's going to talk about one of our stories about Taylor Swift. So what would you like to say?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that everyone is in love with Taylor Swift. Like, there aren't that many people that don't know all of the lyrics to the refrain of Love Story. I used to be one of those, but now that I've read this article, now I know all of the words. So, since Taylor Swift is pretty big in the media right now, obviously, Kanye West just interrupted her and said she doesn't have the best music video ever. It's kind of cool to look at, if you like this mainstream artist, what indie artist might you like? Because obviously everyone wants to know about music that no one else knows about, so you can pretend you're cooler than everyone else is.
So could you give us an overview of some of the bands that you talked about?
Some of the bands I talked about were Nico Case. She is the lead singer for the New Pornographers, and she also has her own music. So last year she came out with Middle Cyclone. It's really cool. She filmed a lot of it in this farmhouse in Vermont that she bought. So it has a really intimate sound. There's this one song that's all just like locusts that is really good to use that sleep timer on your iPod and fall asleep when you're traveling. So I recommend that.
Special recommendation from 20 Watts. Good.
Another country-infused band that it's kind of like Taylor Swift is the Avid Brothers. They're really indie right now. They're just at the Westcott over the summer, but unfortunately I missed it. They have a new album out this week, actually. It's called I Am Lovin' You. It's these two brothers from North Carolina, plus this other bass player, I think. And they just play really good songs about, like, your ideal, like, summer romance or, like, how much they want to, like, marry this perfect woman. And it's so nice to listen to because it's so romantic and it literally just, like, makes you melt and, like, want to marry them so bad. But unfortunately you can't because they're all married already, even though they're only, like, 24. It's so upsetting. But anyway, they're also really good looking. So if you're looking for an indie guy crush, that's who I recommend, Seth and Scott Avid. They are great looking. So they're like Taylor Swift because they both have love stories, they both have country, bluegrass influence, and you can sing along to both. Another artist you might like if you like Taylor Swift is Tao Win. You might also know her from Tao If It Get Down, Stay Down. She sang that song Bag of Hammers, which was pretty good, like a year and a half ago. And it was also featured on one of the commercials for Clorox. You know how Clorox made those new, like,
the
disinfecting wipes with, like, the interchangeable, like, pretty designs on the outside?
Oh, yeah.
So during that commercial, the song that they're playing is actually Bag of Hammers by Tao Win. But hopefully that is not, like, her biggest success. Hopefully she'll go on. So. She sings really adorable songs about really cute topics, like Bag of Hammers is like selling hammers door to door. She sings this song called The Big Kid Table about, like, being stuck at the big kid table in between being a kid and being an adult. And she's just a really cute girl. The first time I've seen her live once, so when she first started, I was like, who is this girl? She's just like an Asian cat power with, like, bangs. Because her voice is kind of cat powery, but her songs are a lot more upbeat and happy than Cat Power's melancholy. So she's a really fun listen. And in between songs, she likes to talk about funny things. So when I saw her in Baltimore, she was talking about how she lives in Northern Virginia and on the way, or maybe Maryland. I don't know, she lives in that area. And on the way to Baltimore, there was, like, really bad traffic or something. And I don't remember what happened, but someone, like, got all wet. And they had, like, tons of towels in their van because they steal towels from every hotel they stay in. They're like, oh, here, have my towels. So she's like, even though it's bad that I stole all those towels, it's okay because now I'm giving them away. So it's kind of like a Robin Hood thing. It was so cute. So she's really great. Has that adorable personality like Taylor Swift, even though she's older than us and Taylor Swift is younger than us, which is depressing. So it's like, what have I done in my 20 years? A lot less than Taylor Swift has done in her 19.
Indeed.
Jenny Lewis is the lead singer of Rilo Kiley, who is my favorite band, and Jenny Lewis also has a solo project. Her first album was Jenny Lewis with the Watson Twins, and that was called Rabbit Fur Coat, and last year she came out with Jenny Lewis just by her own, and the album was called Acid Tongue. So it's her opportunity to play more country songs that she can't do with Riley Kiley. And it's pretty great. I recommend Rabbit Fur Coat. It's better than Acid Tongue. Rabbit Fur Coat is like really southern sounding. A lot of these bands, because Taylor Swift is country, are going to be southern sounding, but it's really great. It's just really a beautiful sound, and the Watson twins add this really nice harmony. But on Acid Tongue, she like matches up with everyone in the indie music world, like Elvis Costello and Ward. She's also sung on Death Cab for Cuties.
Yeah.
No, the Postal Service, sorry.
Okay.
With them, so she's friends with like everyone. And it's just a really great sound, and she writes really heartfelt songs, but it's more about being cynical of love versus Taylor Swift is like 19, like it's all about, you know, love stories.
Hopeful, yeah.
Yeah.
Very hopeful.
So once you kind of get over that, you can move on to
Yeah.
the jaded side of Jenny Lewis. Also, Jenny Lewis was the girl that starred in True Beverly Hills. So
Wow.
if you watched that movie when you were little, and then you start listening to this, you're gonna be like, what's this? Because that's what happened to me. I was like, oh, I really like Riley Kiley. When I was little, I loved True Beverly Hills, and I found out they were the same person. I was like, oh my god! It's really cool. So I can really match that to Taylor Swift. But
Yeah, so basically we have a lot of country inspiration in the indie scene, which is kind of unusual, but...
well, I mean, it's a specific part of the indie scene. I wouldn't say when you talk about indie rock, you're going to be like, oh, the Avett Brothers. But there's definitely a specific sound that if you like Taylor Swift, you can get into them.
Well, thank you very much. So this is Mary Cappabianca, and make sure to pick up a copy of 20 Watts out now, and check out our forthcoming podcast.